Hey U.S. History, I just wanted to introduce this video by a PBS. You're going to have an African American historian talking a little bit about slavery, and I just wanted to sort of tie it into our content. Basically, Jamestown is settled in 1607. They don't find any quick way to get rich with finding gold and silver, and so they discover agriculture is the way to go. You need a lot of labor for agriculture, specifically tobacco. And so, you know, these Englishmen, some of them were hoity-toity rich guys and aristocracy. They didn't want to work in the fields. They want to find somebody else to work in the fields. And so how can we get that labor need filled? Well, 100 years earlier, it was discovered that Native Americans couldn't be slaves because they would run away. They knew the terrain, they knew the land, they had their brothers in the forest waiting for them. And if they did get too close to Europeans, they didn't have immunity to European disease and they would die off. So where else could they get the labor? Well, they go to the poor English, but Englishmen have rights, even the poor ones, and so they became indentured servants. They promised to work almost like a slave for 5 to 7 years, but after 5 to 7 years, they would earn their freedom and they would earn a bit of land. And at that point, they wanted the rights of an Englishman and they wanted a voice and they wanted to participate in self-government, you know, in our early forms of democracy. And just like today, rich people really don't want to share their political power with poor people. And so, you know, they sort of got tired of the indentured servitude that was going on, and they were looking for a more economical and easier system. And that came in the form of slavery, slave-based labor by people from African descent. So because they were of African descent, you know, obviously their skin color was different, and the Englishmen who owned the slaves, their skin color, of course, was white. And so in the beginning, it really wasn't about race. It was more about economics. The Africans were less expensive because you could have them for a lifetime, free labor. They did not get the rights of Englishmen. You know, after 5 to 7 years, you did not have to give them any land, and essentially you'd never have to give them their freedom. And if they had children, you didn't have to give the children the freedom either. And so slavery ended up being a more economical way to fill the labor need, even though it was very cruel, and this slave-based labor system went on for generations. So she's going to explain to you a little bit more about slavery in the Americas, and she's very interesting. So go ahead and watch the video and answer the questions in complete sentences.